Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the All Star Wrestling Review Series for the 30th of September, 1978. And still love going through these because honestly, this is where wrestling is. And if you're a new fan, if you've only been a fan for 10, 15, 20 years, you're probably going to look at this and go, it's so slow. But if you can look at it from a time when wrestling actually wins and losses meant something, and what you did was supposed to make sense, then I think you'll probably look at this a little bit differently than average people would. Anyway, um, move to the first match on the card, which is Bob Backlund with Arnold Skaaland and Peter Maivia as a tag team, defeating Jose Estrada and Moose Monroe, 604. Backlund pins Estrada with an atomic drop after the bout. Captain Lou Albano tries to get in the face of Backlund. I guess that's the idea of trying to get him to be ready for challengers at the hands of his opponent. Monroe finds his way into the, I guess for him, wrong corner, and some tie-ups with Maivia. Maivia with some punches. Backlund comes in at the midpoint of the contest, and obviously there's a couple of punches here trying to wear down on Maivia, who takes the majority of the match. Estrada is obviously a guy who has been around for quite a while. Anyway, we see Backlund come in and do the double ear ringer spot, among other things, trying to get a victory over his adversary. We come back in and a camel clutch type maneuver, jump on the back, and eventually the atomic drop win for Bobby Backlund, who is your world champion as well as eventual tag team champion. Anyway, the atomic drop, a finish here in 1978. Anyway, the little people come into their own here, and we see, in fact, that they've returned a second, and I don't know if it's second week in a row, but certainly second week in the last little while. Cowboy Lang defeating Billy the Kid, 742 with an airplane spin. Airplane spin seems to be a common finish for the little people here in the New York territory, probably all the way around. They basically probably run the same match, but side headlock takeovers, and they do all of the general little person spots, getting tied up in the ropes and the like. Lots of people like it. Comedy spots. Some people don't. They get up to go to the restroom or whatever. It's not for them. Big backdrop out of the corner. Cowboy Lang also does double stomps. Full Nelson spots, and they get into the head scissors on the referee. Comedy deal on the referee getting pulled into the process here. Referee gets smacked on the butt and all of that. Basically, it's meant to be let 'em up comedy, and that's what it is. And you're going to see head scissors, side headlock takeovers, and other basic things. You're going to see it in a more comedy fashion. Victor Rivera alongside Freddie Blassie is out next. The idea there is Blassie is the cause of Rivera turning on his babyface allies, and Rivera cuts the promo partially in Spanish, partially in English, and they go all the way around here ultimately, and Blassie kind of encouraging his guy to mouth off a bit. Rivera, obviously a guy who'd been around the territory for quite a while. Maybe they wanted an extra heel. Maybe they wanted to spice him up because he's been there a while. But anyway, that's how it's done. Victor Rivera with Freddie Blassie defeating Steve Cagle, 205 with a butterfly suplex. And obviously, more aggression from Rivera than we would normally see during his babyface days. The idea being trying to set him up maybe for a middle-of-the-card feud at the house shows. Not exactly going to get, main event stuff out of him. Like, kind of relegated to when Terry Taylor came in as the Red Rooster, and they didn't have a long-term plan for him. But butterfly suplex was a rather rare finish at the time, so we move into the next of the contest, which happens to be a Dino Bravo, Tony Russo 351 match win for Bravo. Bravo, of course, has been pushed both as a tag team competitor and as a single. Bravo hits some arm bars, tip ups off the legs, and gets a crossbody and a couple of drop kicks there. Bravo in control of the majority of the match because he's the star, winning with the airplane spin and getting things going in his direction. Bravo, amazing to me that he kind of runs along there and is, a pretty top babyface, easily top 5 babyface at the time. As we move forward there, the final match of the day, Dominic DeNucci, Tony Garea, Larry Zbyszko against Barry Mikel Secluda, Stan Stasiak, Butcher Vachon, 7:55. Garea pins Vachon, finish after a back body drop. Number one, getting 8 minutes out of that 6-man tag is pretty amazing in and of itself. Number two, a back body drop as a finish when half the locker room doesn't even know how to do them anymore is also interesting. Stasiak seems to be going back around and manages to, they cut the ring off, do the heels. Stasiak always seems to be in the mix somewhere. Punch kick and basics there. Ultimately, it's kind of it's an interesting go around. It's DeNucci and Vachon kind of stay at each other for a little while. DeNucci gets worn out and they work a headlock for several minutes. Anyway, we see Garea come into the ring with Vachon and eventually gets that back body drop and the victory. We'll move forward from here, but that will be it for today. We'll be back with more right after this.